Hey Ivy, we ran out of milk at home and cereal. You need to hurry back and buy them for me right now. I want my breakfast immediately. And don't forget to buy something to cook for my lunch. By 12 p.m., I want my lunch to be ready on the table, along with a glass of wine. What's the matter, Leah? I'm at work. How can you expect me to quit my job just to buy groceries for you? Can't you simply go and buy them yourself? You can even order pizza for lunch, and there's a bottle of wine in the cupboard that you can pour yourself. But I have no money. My ex-husband, that bastard, kicked me out of the house with nothing. You know damn well about this, and now you're telling me to go grocery shopping on my own? Are you kidding me? Besides, I'm your sister-in-law. How dare you ask me to prepare my own food? Is work more important to you than family? But haven't you been divorced and staying at my house for the past 3 months? Instead of making an effort to find a job, you're just lounging around at home, expecting me to serve you? Your sister-in-law, a victim of an unjust divorce, got thrown out of her own home for no valid reason, with no share of the property. Can't you show some compassion? Are you so heartless that you can witness your sister-in-law's tears and struggles while you toil away? Seriously? Oh, come on. Everyone knows the real reason behind your divorce. Shouldn't you accept the fact that the whole world isn't conspiring against you? What do you mean? I made it very clear that it was just a misunderstanding, and that my ex-husband was trying to make people misunderstand me and take away all my assets. How dare you doubt me? Is it because you've hated me for so long that you're finding excuses to insult me? Oh, really? I think you're talking to yourself now. You were the one who put on a show to gain my and my husband's sympathy, convincing us to let you stay in our house. What are you insinuating? Do you think I'm so pitiful that I have nowhere else to go? Don't forget, it was you who initially offered me a place to stay for as long as I needed. What's changed now? It's only been a few months and you're already in a rush to kick me out? It's true that I allowed you to stay at my house because you showed up at my door, bruised, in tears, and utterly pathetic. You claimed that your husband was subjecting you to domestic violence, beating you, and coercing you to sign documents that would leave you with nothing after the divorce. He heartlessly tossed you out in the middle of the night. Out of trust and concern, my husband and I welcomed you in and provided comfort. But that's the truth. The truth? The very next morning, my husband and I went to your husband's house to talk sense into him and to fight for justice on your behalf. But when we arrived, the truth turned out to be even worse I could have imagined. Your ex-husband showed us a bunch of photos as evidence of you sleeping with numerous different men. He said he forgave you for having affairs multiple times, but you continued to cheat on him. That's why he couldn't take it anymore and decided to divorce you. No, you can't believe him. The reason you don't have any property to take away is that all the houses and cars are your husband's premarital assets. Since you didn't work and spent all of his salary every month, you both had no common property. And those bruises you had were because you had an affair with a married man, and his wife taught you a lesson. I've told you countless times, it's not what you think. There has to be some kind of misunderstanding. Those men are just my business partners. I'm certain that the photos he showed you were manipulated. I would never do something like that. Can you still deny it, even after everything has come to light? Well, now that you know the truth, I believe it's time for you to change your way of life and start taking care of yourself, instead of constantly relying on others. You need to find a job that can support you. Starting next week, you will have to move out and go back to my daughter's room. What? Are you kicking me out? How dare you throw your own sister-in-law out of my brother's house? I don't want to be harsh, but you must be aware that my family is not well off, right? We can only save a few $100s a month because my husband and I have regular office jobs. Plus, our house only has 2 small bedrooms. And now that you're here, my daughter has to give up her bed because you insist on sleeping alone. She has to share the bed with me, and my husband has to sleep in the living room. Oh, come on! That's just a tiny problem. And let's not forget about the constant air conditioning usage. Whenever I try to turn it off to save electricity, you start complaining and accuse me of being selfish. And you never bother to close the faucets after using them. Last time, you left the tub faucet running and fell asleep, causing water to overflow into the living room. Our electricity and water bills have more than doubled since you moved in. And not to mention the money we have to spend on groceries, the daily expenses we provide for you. Over the past 3 months, my family hasn't been able to save a single dollar, and we've even had to dip into our savings to meet your needs. Oh, come on! So now it's all my fault? It's because you and your husband are incompetent, incapable of earning decent salaries, and haven't received any promotions despite working for so many years. If you really want to take care of your family, why don't you go find a night job? I see you wasting your evenings playing meaningless games with your daughter, right? Is that what you're implying? That's because my husband and I don't earn enough? Then why don't you go out and earn your own money instead of waiting for handouts, expecting others to provide you with food and clothes? You don't even know how to do basic household chores, and all you do is eat and sleep all day, just like, a puppy? What? Are you suggesting that I'm a dog? How dare you speak about your sister-in-law like that? Ugh, why did you mention a dog? It's making my whole body itch. Did you even bother to remember that I'm allergic to dogs? Oh, now I really believe that you hate me. Oh, you know what? That gives me an excellent idea. I just want to ask you for the last time. Did you leave my house or not? I am not asking you to leave immediately, but I will give you a week to find a new place to live and a new job to earn a living. If you refuse to leave, don't blame me for being cruel to you. Oh, now you dare to threaten me? I tell you, I'm not going anywhere. This house belongs to my brother, which means it's mine too. If you dare touch me, I will report to the police that you assaulted me. Fine, whatever you want. Ivy! Help me, Ivy! I'm terrified! What's wrong, Leah? What happened? There's a dog at our house! It's scratching at the door, begging to come in. It's horrifying! I locked myself in my room, and I'm too afraid to come out. A dog? How did it get in? The delivery man brought a package with my brother's name on it, so I received it for him. And when I opened it, a dog jumped out and started licking my face. It was terrifying. I threw it out, but it chased me, showing its teeth and wagging its tail. I had to hide in my room, but now it's outside, barking and scratching the door. Hurry! Come back home and get rid of it! I'm sorry, Leah, but I can't do that. That dog is actually a birthday present for my daughter. But it's a small 2-month-old golden retriever. Why are you exaggerating it as if it's a wolf? But you know I'm allergic to dogs. Why would you bring it home? Get rid of it immediately. Well, the dog isn't even under my name. Noah filled out the adoption form and took responsibility for it. Maybe you should talk to him first. So Noah intentionally adopted a dog even though he knows I'm allergic? How could both of you do this to me? I'm his sister, your sister-in-law. Didn't we make it clear that if you don't leave within a week, my family will consider you invisible? Did you forget to agree to that? If you've made that choice, why should I care if you have an allergy or not? How can you be so heartless? Wait, what's that smell? Don't tell me. That dog must have pooped in front of my door. This is absolutely terrible. Oh, really? Can you help me clean it up and bathe the dog? You mentioned how it was licking your face. It seems to have taken a liking to you. It's lovely to see family members bonding so closely. Are you out of your mind? Fine, you win. I'm moving out of this house. I'll never subject myself to that repulsive creature. What's the rush? Stay, dear sister-in-law. We've gotten used to having you around, and it seems like the new member of my family likes you too. No, you're just mocking me, aren't you? Please, hurry up and remove that disgusting animal so I can finally leave this place. Right now? Probably not. I'm still at work, and Noah is busy with a client. My daughter is at her grandmother's, and she won't be back until late tonight. What should we do? You'll have to wait until someone comes home. Wait? How long do you expect me to wait? How many more hours? This is unbearable. You must come back immediately. This is far from over. So, I suppose you win. For now. Ivy? Are you ignoring me? Ivy, answer me! Leah, who was the man who came with you to pick up things from my house just now? What? Are you joking? He owns a large diamond shop. How would you know such a wealthy person? But why do you care about what that man does? He's my lover. What? It's not what you think. I saw you two hugging and kissing before you left. And I also noticed he was wearing a ring on his ring finger. Is he already married? What? Are you mistaken? Why can't he wear a ring? You must have seen it wrong from a distance. No, I'm sure I saw him wearing a gold ring with a huge diamond. I definitely didn't see it wrong. Come on, Leah. Are you making the same mistake again? Are you dating a married man once more? Aren't you afraid of being caught in a scene of jealousy again? Yeah, so what? Last time, I was just careless, so I was caught by that witch. But this time, things will be different. My lover's wife is feeble and clueless, not knowing how to pamper her husband at all. She's foolish to have a rich husband and still insists on going to work. Can you believe that? So, I'll pamper her husband, please him, and spend that enormous fortune on her behalf. Smart people are those who know how to seize opportunities. Don't you agree? Look at me. I'm beautiful and charming. No man can resist my charm. We make the perfect couple, don't we? You shouldn't do this anymore, Leah. You're making a huge mistake. Why can't you find a man you genuinely love, marry him, and live a respectable life? If you truly are as beautiful and charming as you say, it shouldn't be that difficult, right? Huh? How dare you lecture me? You're just an insolent sister-in-law. Wait a minute. I suddenly realized I'd seen this man somewhere before. He looks very familiar, especially with that birthmark on his face. Is your lover's name Felipe? So what if it is? Oh my god, I remember now. He's my colleague's husband. I've seen her wedding photos, and he's the man who came to my house with you today. It's unmistakable. What? Are you kidding me? You must be mistaking him for someone else. In this world, there aren't many people with the same appearance, right? Oh, I got it. You want to steal my lover, so you said that to make me scared and break up with him, and you'll have a chance to flirt with him. No, Leah. I would never do that. I can say this because he has a very prominent birthmark in the shape of a boot on the corner of his left eye. The chances of finding someone with the same face, physique, name, and distinctive birthmark are almost impossible. Oh, whoa. I heard before that her husband ran a small jewelry store down the street, but I didn't realize they were that wealthy. Ha! Oh, this is just too perfect. In that case, can you help me convince your friend to divorce her husband and leave without any assets? Then I'll swoop in, marry him, and become a wealthy mistress. What a beautiful dream! And once I've lived a luxurious, happy life, I'll repay you generously. So, what do you think? A fantastic opportunity to get rich, isn't it, my dear sister-in-law? No! I will never involve myself in destroying someone's happiness or resort to dirty tricks like that. She's my best friend at work, and I don't want to see her hurt or sad. How dare you lecture me again? You should be supporting my happiness as your sister-in-law. You're supposed to defend, protect, and support me no matter what. This is beyond unacceptable, Leah. I won't stand for this immoral behavior. You need to put an end to this affair right now. Do you want to be caught in a scandal again? My coworker might seem calm, but believe me, she's not someone to mess with. And she happens to have a black belt in karate. Oh, so you're trying to scare me now? You think I'll back off because of your empty threats? Well, let me remind you that you're nothing but a jealous, insecure woman who's afraid of losing control over my brother. You want to keep him all to yourself, don't you? And now you have the audacity to threaten me, prevent me from finding my happiness, and even talk about beating me up? You really are a cunning fox. I'm not trying to threaten you, but I won't allow you to destroy someone else's happiness. You're my sister-in-law, and I care about you, but I can't condone your actions. You're treading on dangerous ground, and it's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. If you continue down this path, I won't hesitate to disclose everything to my coworker, and I can't guarantee how she'll react. You think you can control me with your warnings? You're just trying to protect your precious colleague. Well, let me tell you, I won't back down. You want to play dirty? Fine, bring it on. But remember, I won't back down. I'll fight for my happiness, and if you get in my way, you'll regret it. It's not about protecting my colleague, Leah. It's about doing what's right. You're crossing a line, and I won't stand by and watch it happen. Think about the consequences of your actions. If my coworker finds out the truth, things will only get messier. Don't pretend to be the righteous one here. You're just jealous because I can date a rich man. Well, guess what? I won't let anyone stand in the way of my happiness, not even you. Prepare for a war you can't win, Ivy. Hey, Ivy. I know this might come as a surprise, but I'd really like to invite you to lunch today. Oh, really? That's unexpected. Is there a particular reason you want to have lunch with me? Yes, there is. I've been doing some serious thinking lately, and I've come to realize the mistakes I've made. especially regarding my involvement with your coworker's husband. I want to apologize to you for my actions and the pain I may have caused you.
I appreciate your honesty, Leah. It takes courage to admit when we're wrong. Can you tell me more about what you've been thinking?
Well, after our last conversation, I took some time to reflect on my choices and their consequences. I now see how selfish and destructive my behavior was. I ended the abusive relationship with your coworker's husband, and I've learned my lesson the hard way.
I'm glad to hear that you've ended that unhealthy relationship. It's never too late to change and make amends for our mistakes.
Exactly. And with the help of some friends, I found a new place to live and even got a new job. It's a fresh start for me, and I'm determined to be a better person.
I'm happy to hear that you're moving forward and making positive changes in your life.
It wasn't easy, but I knew I had to do it for my own well-being and to avoid causing more pain to others. That's why I wanted to have lunch with you today, Ivy. I want to thank you for being honest with me and showing me the right path.
Leah, I can't just cancel my plans with my colleagues. I already agreed to go out to eat with them.
Come on, Ivy. Please, just this once. I really need to talk to you, and it's important.
I understand that, but I can't bail on my colleagues at the last minute. We've been planning this for days.
If you don't come, then it means you still hate me and haven't forgiven me for what I did. Is that it?
It's not about that, Leah. I need to spend time with my coworkers. We'll talk some other time, I promise.
No, Ivy, you have to come. If you don't, it means you still hold a grudge against me.
That's not fair, Leah. I can't drop everything for you.
You know what? If you can't even make time for me, then maybe we're not real family after all. Fine, whatever. I guess I'll just deal with my problems on my own, like always.
Leah, please don't do this. I'll come with you, okay?
Finally! Thank you, Ivy. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Let's meet outside my office. I'll be ready in a few minutes.
I'm on my way to your company now. See you soon.
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
Hey, you deceitful woman! You still haven't left my brother's house? I can't believe you, always preaching about being decent while you're the one caught in bed with another man, cuddling like it's nothing.
Leah, you know that's not the truth. You set me up, creating a false story to make Noah misunderstand and scold me all this time. You were the one who invited me to lunch that day.
Oh, I took you out to lunch, but you said you had a colleague's appointment and had to leave early. So, I let you go, but later I saw you with a man happily walking into a hotel. I got so worried, so I called Noah to come and check. When we opened the door, we found you cuddling with that man on the bed. You're a shameless, promiscuous, and unfaithful wife.
That's not how it happened. I suddenly felt dizzy when I drank the bottle you gave me. Then I woke up to find that man in the room trying to harm me. My clothes got torn during the struggle. You came in at the wrong moment, accused me of having an affair, and I couldn't explain anything because I was in shock.
Haha, nice try, but you don't have to make up such a ridiculous story to escape your sins. We saw it with our own eyes, and no one will believe you now.
I'm innocent, and I won't hide or beg for forgiveness for something I didn't do. Noah and I will figure it out once they sort through the misunderstandings. Stop calling Noah to urge him to divorce me. I won't give in to your manipulations.
Who would believe you based on your words alone? I have Noah as a witness and even a video I filmed when I opened the hotel room door, just in case you denied it like this. If you want a fair judgment, I'm willing to post that video on social media and let people decide. You'll be infamous soon.
Are you threatening me now? From the beginning, I wanted to resolve this peacefully with a sincere apology, but you pushed me to this point. If you want to play hard, fine, I'll play too.
Apologize to you? You must be delusional.
You should apologize because you orchestrated this whole thing, hired people to insult me, and created a fake scene to slander and destroy my reputation.
What nonsense are you spewing? I would never stoop to such lows to deal with a low-class person like you. You're pathetic, Ivy, making up wild stories in your head.
Don't mock others so quickly. Karma will catch up to you. I not only know that you did it, but I also know your accomplice. He's my colleague's husband, or your lover.
What? Who told you that? I told you I ended things with him.
That's just what you say, but the truth is no one can verify it. Fortunately, his wife had suspicions for a few weeks and quietly hired a private detective to follow and investigate him anytime, anywhere. That day, the detective took a picture of you driving me to the back door of the hotel, where he was waiting, and he carried me up to the room. Since the detective couldn't come out, he realized I was a friend of his client and called my colleague to tell her the situation. She tried calling me multiple times but couldn't get through. So, she rushed to the hospital and found the staff who opened the back door for you and your lover to ask about the room number. But when she arrived, it was too late. You had already brought Noah up, and she could only lead me out of there to calm me down.
What? Detective? That can't be true. His wife is clueless. She wouldn't do something like that.
Well, that's just my opinion, right? But after I calmed down, I noticed a few things that didn't add up. Why did you give me a bottle of water when I got into your car? After drinking that water, I was suddenly stunned and didn't remember anything. And the hotel staff who opened the door for you also confessed that someone bribed him to do so and led them into the room.
Huh? I just cared about you because it was a hot day. How can I trust your supposed proof? Couldn't you have bribed him to make up a story to frame me?
Then you explain why you knew exactly which room the man and I were in. And you could lead Noah there accurately when you claimed you were just sitting in the car looking at me and the man entering the hotel.
I asked the hotel reception and they pointed me to the room?
I checked with the hotel, and they made it clear that the front desk is never allowed to reveal customer information to protect their privacy. Besides, my lawyer contacted the hotel to retrieve the camera footage from the day of the incident. And it clearly shows you and that man bringing me into the room together.
What? Lawyer? Camera? What are you talking about? I don't understand.
As I said, I couldn't bear being falsely accused, so I hired a lawyer to advise on the case and conduct an investigation. Fortunately, Noah eventually calmed down and found some suspicious points in your story, so we sat down and talked. Both Noah and my colleague are supportive and have been helping me with the investigation.
Does that mean Noah knew it was my fault all along? And does your colleague know about my affair with her husband?
Yes, they know everything, and they're furious. My husband wanted to confront you, and my colleague even wanted to meet you to teach you some karate moves. But I stopped them, considering that you are my husband's sister. So, I advised them to give you a chance to apologize and correct your mistake. But today, you're still being bossy and challenging me. Well then, don't blame me for not being lenient anymore.
Ivy, please. I'm sorry. I never meant for things to get this far. I was so blinded by my own selfish desires, and I made terrible choices. I am your family. You should protect me. I'm scared of what might happen now.
You think a simple apology can erase all the damage you've done? You've shattered my trust, hurt my husband, and put my family through hell. Your lies and manipulation almost destroyed everything we built together. Do you even realize the gravity of your actions?
I do. I really do. I was foolish and thought I could get away with it. Please, Ivy, I promise I'll never interfere in your life again. I'll end things with that man, and I'll stay away from your family. Just please, find it in your heart to forgive me.
Alright, let me spill the beans on how this wild drama finally wrapped up. Leah, oh Leah. She got herself into some serious trouble. Turns out, all her lies and manipulations caught up with her, and the law finally caught her red-handed. The evidence I had gathered, along with the private detective's findings, was enough to send her to court, and guess what? She was found guilty of fraud, defamation, and harassment. The judge didn't take her actions lightly, and Leah and her lover got slapped with a 5-year sentence. Yeah, that's right. 5 years behind bars. As much as I wanted her to change, I couldn't deny that she had to face the consequences of her actions. Sometimes, life has a way of teaching us hard lessons. My brave colleague, finally fed up with her husband's infidelity, decided enough was enough. She filed for divorce and, in a surprisingly cunning move, managed to appropriate all of his assets. It was a satisfying twist of fate, seeing him get a taste of his own medicine. As for me and Noah, well, we worked through our troubles and came out even stronger. It wasn't easy, but love and trust can be incredibly resilient. We learned to communicate better, understand each other's feelings, and support each other through thick and thin. I must admit, going through all that chaos brought us closer together. Nowadays, we're living a happier and more fulfilling life. We've learned to appreciate the little things and cherish the moments we have together. Our marriage is stronger than ever, and we've become a united front against any storms that may come our way. Oh, and remember how I mentioned karma earlier? Well, it worked its magic in its own mysterious ways. Leah's prison sentence may have been tough, but it gave her time to reflect on her actions. From what I heard, she started attending therapy and is trying to change her ways. Maybe, just maybe, she'll come out a better person after all this is over.